Hello, YouTube, and this is going to be my 2020 electoral map if Democrats outperform their 2016 margin by 10 percentage points in every state. So it's worth noting that this scenario, it seems a bit outlandish at first, but this is basically what happened in 2008 after the economy crashed. And there's quite a bit of talk about the economy crashing. Donald Trump has the stock market's doing well, but that's just because we have a bunch of corporate buybacks, which the overall economy might not actually be doing that strong, and it might not. It might be very plausible to see this massive shift, especially considering Trump is extraordinarily unpopular, and most of the Democratic candidates we see are not really that bad. So yeah, this is a possible scenario. Just keep in mind. But yeah, let's just get into it. So let's get the safe states out of the way. These are already solid states, even in the 10% Republican wave. These don't matter. Um, we already know how these are going to go. So, getting on to the more different ones. New Hampshire will be safe in this scenario. It'll go to a 10.3% margin in favor of Democrats. Maine will also be safe, going to a 12.9% margin in favor of Democrats. Pennsylvania will flip to being a likely Democratic state at 9.3 percentage points. Ohio will tilt Democratic at 1.9%. It's not. It doesn't matter. This is going to be a Democratic victory scenario, anyways. Michigan will be a likely Democratic state at 9.7%. Wisconsin, same story, at 9.3%. And Minnesota will be safe at. Why do I keep missing my clicks? Minnesota will be safe at 11.5%. Iowa will flip with a 0.6% margin of victory for Democrats. Very hard sell here for Democrats to try to gain this state. That's what the margin is telling me. Indiana will go down to a likely margin, and I keep messing it up again because I'm colorblind. Yep, there we go. There we go. Okay, Illinois will be safe, obviously. And yeah, that's the Rust Belt, looking very, very blue. Let's get on to the South. So West Virginia, no matter what, this is going to be a solid Republican state. No surprise. Virginia will have its margin go up to, where is it? 15.4% in favor of Democrats. Very, very safe. North Carolina will become a likely Democratic state at 6.4%. Probably won't happen. I'd rather put this in lean, but I'm strictly going by the numbers that I am using. I'm sticking to my guns. South Carolina will lean at 4.2%. Georgia will become a lean Democratic state at 4.9%. And yeah, this is painting a fairly grim picture for Republicans in this scenario, where California isn't even in and Democrats are fairly close to a victory. Florida will do a massive flip and become a 8.8% likely Democratic state. Alabama, nothing changes here. But we have some interesting stuff. Mississippi will go down to a 7.8% margin, which is likely, which is fairly surprising. Louisiana is 9.7%, which is also likely, which is also very surprising. Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky, though, they're them. They do them. Yeah, that's about it. Missouri, same story. Actually, no, this will be likely at 8.5%. Kansas will barely be solid at 10.5%. Oklahoma will definitely be solid at 26.4%. And Texas will flip, I believe. Yeah, it'll be a tilt margin with it going 1% in favor of Democrats, which, based on recent polling we've seen, this is definitely a possibility. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say there. Nebraska, safe, 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 safe. Although Montana is just hardly safe. Actually, no, Utah is going to be likely, but that's just because the third parties in 2016, notably Evan McMullin, taking apart a lot of the Republican vote. And I believe that's right. Yeah. So that's the Midwest-ish, mostly. Colorado, or the Rockies, I guess. I forget that these are mountains sometimes. Colorado will be safe, 14.9% in favor of Democrats. New Mexico is going to be safe, 18.3, really just absurd margin right there. Arizona will be likely at 6.5%. Let's get Hawaii out of the way. Let's not kid. Alaska will lean Republican, which is interesting at 4.7%. Very, very interesting margin there. Yeah, that's about that. New Nevada will be, I believe, safe since, yeah, Clinton won it. It'll be 12.4%. Washington, Oregon, California, all very, very safe states. So this is the scenario if Democrats outperforming their 2016 margins by 10%. And needless to say, this is, without any doubt in anybody's minds, a blue wave. Including, if you just simply included safe and not even half of the likely states, Democrats would be in a victory scenario, which a lot of these safe states are ones that Democrats won in 2016, like Virginia, blah, blah, blah. All these states, Democrats won. The only really vulnerable ones I would see would be Nevada and Minnesota, maybe, and that's a stretch. I really don't think a state, I think that any state that Democrats won in 2016, they're going to get in 2020. And states like Michigan and Wisconsin are seeming to regret their decision very heavily, from what I've seen from polling and such, and Pennsylvania as well. And this reflects it right here. I'm not sure about Florida and North Carolina will have margins like this. Definitely not North Carolina. North Carolina is always just very, very close elections, like 3% either way. Arizona, that might be possible, actually. I might want a third in the lean, actually. But then again, I'm not. This isn't an analysis. This is simply me saying if these were the if this was the change in the margin, what it would look like. This isn't what I actually think 2020 will look like, but it's still an interesting representation that shows that if Democrats if the economy crashes, basically Republicans are fucked. I have no other way to put it. Really, that's about it. And that this map reflects it very well, because this is basically it's not a repeat of 2008, because this is a much larger margin of victory than 2008 for Democrats. And then you can also attribute that to the fact that the nation as a whole is shifting Democratic. So basically, this would be a 2008 2.0 scenario right here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, remember to like it. If you want to see more videos like this, remember to subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notifications when I make new uploads. And you have a nice day.